Hello guys, my name is Ranjit. So, a quick introduction about myself. I'm working as a data scientist and my expertise in machine learning and NLP courses. So, I'll start sharing my knowledge through this my YouTube channels. So, I will be covering it in theory and practical lab method manners. So for theory, I will be taking classes alternatively, one theory, one lab. So today I will talk about the introduction of deep learning. So let's get started. So what topic I will cover is what is the difference between AI, ML, DL, deep learning and data science, and I will relate it how deep learning is working functionality is similar with our brain functionality, how the scientist has discovered, and how the current business problem deep learning are solving and its architecture. So, what is the difference in the artificial intelligence, ML and DL and data science? So, basically, we can consider AI as a business problems. So, like robotics or autonomous vehicles or computer vision or image and many other speech recognition, machine translation. All these use cases are actually a business problem and called as a AI. ML is something considered as a algorithms to solve these business problems, and deep learning is a very specific model or algorithm that solves basically computer vision problems and audio related or we can say audio speech related problems, because it is highly computationally problems. And data science is something like a kind of a solving and kind of a mixture of all this, and that solves between this type of data and come out with the business solutions. So see, we will just start with the how the logistic regression we have seen, or you might have been gone through that. I will just have a quick review of that. So what happens in the logistic regression is that there are multiple features and we have a output level, yes, no. Suppose it is a binary classification. So we train our model and try to predict whether answer is yes or no, and this is the logistic regression function that we try to solve using. And what is the kind of a decision making function? It is a softmax function. The generally it is a S curve, and our goal is to get a beta 1 value to the 1, so that we can predict 1 at max. So when in this curve, when the beta 1 value is positive, we whatever means the faster it will be positive, we will get the predicted value close to 1. So this is our general function, or kind of a loss function that we used to train to solve the problem, to predict y, or if y is equal to 1, this is the function, and if y is equal to 0, then this is the function gets executed. This is a general equation. So in this problem solving, we used to have a semi like manual or algorithm approach that does many times, but we need a system like our brain that learns not only from one input, from many other input. So these are considered as, this is our basic structure of a neuron of a human brain. So are the multiple inputs, and based on that our brains learn something and give our output, process our output, and it is passed to the other neurons. So here in this case we entered some x value, it give a another uh, x input or another factors also consider into this with the input and try to think about some output. So similarly in this manner we can simplify our things, like we give input, it does some neurons node, it does something calculation or thinking and give a weightage of your input and try to predict output. So my one information, my course is purely inspired from the Coursera Andrew Ng course. So this is the link of that. You can refer also for the detailed version. Okay. So what are the difference happens or different terminology we use in the deep learning is, this is our old functions of a linear equation like beta 0 plus beta 1 x for the given 4 inputs, and there we in the logistic regression or classification we used to say it as a intercept for a linear equation, but here we will call it as a bias value, and we used to call beta 1 to beta 4 are the coefficient of the input, but here we will call as a weights of the input. So consider we have a 4 input and this is our neuron, and we will feed this inputs with the bias value and with the weights value, and we will try to find the optimal value of bias and weights so that we get the correct predicted output. So in the terms of human brain, we input from the multiple places x0, we add our bias value to the system and different bias value for the different inputs. This is our kind of a neuron cell body that process the equation and find the non-linear activation function output for the predicting the outputs. So consider that we have two inputs and different hidden layers, levels of the one layer. So this is our input layer, this is our two inputs in the hidden layer and one output layer. So on this neuron the value is W transpose X, weight 1 of layer 1, weight 2 of layer 1, weight 2 of layer 1 and weight 1. Similarly for this neuron the equation would be weight 2 of layer weight 2 of layer 1 and weight second of the second layer of the hidden layer. So this is our weights, neurons weights and neurons weights, and h1 would be the activation function here. All the summation of these weights will predicting with the some kind of a non-linear activation function, and we will try to optimize with this loss function. So we can understand in deep like this. Suppose this is our input and we can have a multiple hidden layers, and this is our output layer. So suppose we are trying to solve whether we can it is a given image is a cat or a dog. So we will train this model for cats and dogs finding. So suppose we are passing the cats, training the system. So these yellow marks weights nodes will be learn the cat feature. If we pass the dog picture, so see the nodes value got changed. So no, these yellow nodes are trained for the dog images. So for after the training, if we check, we the input whatever input we will give, it will try to predict based on the weights value. So we uh, we can assume that this is a kind of a general architecture of deep neural network. There will be multiple input layers, but multiple inputs. There will be some multiple hidden layers, and there will be some output. If it is a binary, there is only one output. There is a multi-class classification. There will be n class of output layer. So this is the example. If we want to recognize some digit from this neuron, this CNN network, so we give a input testing, training or testing. We give a input image. It goes with the different hidden layers, and it is train themselves to learn the feature of the image and try to predict whether out of 0 to 9 digits, it will try to predict whether 5, whatever input we image we passed, whether it is a 5 or not. So there are two types of deep learning. One is supervised and another is unsupervised. We will start with the CNN. CNN is Lechen, Dr. Lechen has developed this one in 1998. We can go through with the Jan Lechen, is the publisher of this network, CNN network, and he has derived the idea of this network, neural network. So he has developed a digit recognition system where we pass some images and it will try to predict whether it is 0 to 9 digit, or given image is a 0 or not. It will recognize it. So it is having a 5 hidden layer. That's why this network is also called LeNet 5. So we will try to understand what happens in the image. Image is nothing but a kind of a two-dimensional matrix of a pixel value. So if we want to detect some part of the this bird, so we will pass this part of filter to search in the whole image, and if that part of filter match in the whole image, it will call we found the image. Position doesn't matter, only matters is whether that filter, because that filter passed through the each pixel of the image, it will find wherever that filter found in the given image, it will detect us and tell us. Currently that detector is only this portion. It could be a whole word finding or car finding, or could be anything in the given image or digit or whatever. So what happens is, in this image we pass that filter and it will search all over the image and give us the output whether that person is found or not. So before talking about the convolution layer, we will try to understand the different keywords. There is called padding, stride, max pooling basically, or convolution. What is these terms we will talk about now. Okay, imagine this is a given image layer, all the blue areas, and filter is the green area that we will start searching in the image. But sometimes we add one extra pixel all corners of the image so that we cannot lose the some corner information of the image. So we add some extra random pixel for the given image, that is called padding. So here we have added one pixel padding for the given image, and it is a two stride, means it is moving 2 pixel every time for searching. It is something like it search 2, and then it leaves search this pixel, then leaves 2 space, and then search for the third position. Like that it goes for searching, so that searching is faster, or searching is called in the this term convolution is faster. So in example, this is our example of a 4x4 image. So and a filter, it is moving currently here is 2 by 2 filter, it is active. So what happens, filter search this 2 by 2 first and get the maximum value of this one. So in this 2 by 2 case, maximum value is 8, so it stored 8. Then it moves stride 2, so in this region maximum value is 6, so it stored 6. So basically the pooling is max pooling is called when the maximum value in the given filter it found in the image and store, that is called max pooling. So in the color, one more concept, it is called a channels. So for a given colorful image there are 3 channels present, RGB. If image is a grayscale, there will be only one channel available. So here we can explain, it is a color image that we have passed. So first one is the R, second one is the G, and third in the B channel image, and corresponding filter will search in every image, and finally it will operate the convolution between the image and filter. Convolution is nothing but the dot product of the image into filter is equal to called convolution, and after that the convolution output is stored in this channel, in this output array. So there are 2 types of filter here I have shown. This is a diagonal filter and this is a straight filter. So this filter will find the diagonal line in this image, and this filter will find the vertical line or a mirror image in the given 6 by 6 image. So with stride 1 it will move from here, next search will start from here. With the stride 2 it will skip first and 2, and next search it will start from the second position, and in each search it will try to find the since the filter is a cross line, it will find the cross line in this image. So it will repeat for the whole image. So after convolution we will find all the operation happened with the image, convolution happened, then we will find a output like this. For the given example you can see the value got changed, and this is output is called fully connected layer or fully connected output. So in this example it is a fully connected output. So this is the process: convolution, max pooling, convolution, max pooling, and we will flatten that image, that will give output cat or dog. Max pooling filter 1, max pooling filter 2, both way it can be possible. So as I said, why pooling will not change the value, it will only do is that reduce our image operation value. So suppose this is a 6x6 image, after pooling it will become 4x4 image, but the value did not change, only it will kind of create a subsample, and of course 6x6 and 4x4 user will, or any operation 4x4 will be better option. So from the 6 by 6 image, convolution happens and max pooling happens, so 2 by 2 image get formed. So for the 6 by 6 image we get a new image 2 by 2. It happens many times and run for the multiple times to get the correct output. Final 2 by 2 will be flattened into this manner. One is this channel and another is second channel, and output will be calculated. So this is the code for each operation, convolution, max pooling. I will explain it in my lab. For each layer, and we will use TensorFlow Keras library. So in CNN, currently I showed the image. Where are the other possibilities? You can use as a speech recognition. Like the image, we can pass the audio spectrum also, and we can pass the text value also. So CNN can be used in the text classification also. Thank you guys.